What's up, everyone? Nameco here, Fantasy Smack Talk, week 15, talking DraftKings. Hey, if you're in the playoffs, congratulations, but throw some DraftKings into it as well. It makes it a lot of fun. And if you're not in and you haven't signed up yet, follow the description, follow the card, sign up for DraftKings, get in for these last couple weeks. They even do stuff in the playoffs, so when your fantasy season's over, it's a lot more fun. Believe me, when you're doing DraftKings, sign up, follow everything that we're saying there, deposit some bucks, pick some of these guys. So week 15, what I typically try to do is 5,000 and below. I'm mixing it up a little bit this week, but the main thing I want you to realize is DraftKings is a PPR format. So if you know Smack Talk, you've been seeing me for years, I love targets. So I'm going to be highlighting targets because if it's PPR, that means they need to catch the ball. So let's talk about the first guy, and that's Powell for the New York Jets. They're playing Miami, and I know Forte might play, but I don't think he is, right? He's banged up. I think Powell gets it, and Powell had a monster week last week. He had like a $145. He had 2 touchdowns, but the thing that I like, he had 5 catches on 5 targets. I think he's going to get that volume again, and being 5,600 playing Miami, he is in my opinion, in a PPR format, a top 15 play. So that's a great deal, even though he's above my 5,000 threshold. You get him in your lineup, and you can get a guy like Le'Veon Bell if you do some of these other guys. The next guy I'm talking about is TJ Yeldon. He is super low, $4,100. And again, this is pending Ivory not playing. So just like Powell pending, Forte not playing, I don't think he plays. TJ Yeldon's pending. Ivory doesn't play, and I don't think he plays either. So Ivory at 4,100 playing Houston. The thing that I like about him, again, I'm going to the targets. He had 9 targets last week, caught 7 of them. So that's 7 quick points for 4,100. Let's say he gets 9 targets again, catches 7 of them, gets a touchdown. Well, it's just a steal, so I like that. I like guys that are catching the ball. Next, I'm moving on to wide receivers, and this guy had 6 targets last week, and he's getting more usage, and that's Hill for Kansas City. The thing about Hill that's so great, he is just explosive, right? $5,700 playing Tennessee, and again, it's not, I don't think double-digit targets are out of him, but he's the type of guy you don't need double-digit targets to have a monster day. He has just looked fantastic as of late in the last couple weeks. Next, for wide receiver, going on to Inman. I know Williams is there, and Williams has been kind of the safety blanket for Rivers with all the injuries they've had this year, unfortunately, but Inman's actually been sneaky, especially with the targets. He had 7 last week, and he's been getting that pretty much every week, so I think that's going to happen again. He's $5,100. San Diego's playing Oakland. I think that's going to be a high-scoring game. They're going to be throwing the ball a lot, and San Diego's definitely going to have to keep up with Oakland, so that's why you got to like Inman. All right, quarterback, tight end, defense. Quarterback, first one. And I was between a couple guys, but Carson Palmer is way buried down the quarterback list. He's only $6,000, which is really cheap for a quarterback, and it's because he was so bad last week. So I understand that. But a $6,000 Carson Palmer facing the Saints, I really like. And I know the Saints defense has been playing a little bit better. I mean, they had that stretch where they were just absolutely awful against quarterbacks. But could this be a shootout? I wouldn't be surprised if it is, so therefore Carson Palmer is a great play because people aren't going to take him, right? In those big tournaments where if you want to have a Bell and a Johnson, you're going to have a cheap quarterback, and Palmer's the type of guy that since he had such a bad week last week, not many people will use him. Hey, he's a vet. He could bounce back playing that Saints D. Moving on to tight end, going to go with Ladarius Green. I'm doubling down, and I know he didn't pull through for us last week, but he had 6 targets last week. And he can do a lot with 6 targets. I think he gets 6 again. He's playing Cincinnati, $3,700. That's still a very good deal. Last but not least, my defense. Going with the Bills, $3,700. Same price as Green, but they're playing the Browns, and the Browns yield the most points to fantasy defenses. Therefore, I can see the Bills, while they're not the best defense, could they get a pick or 2 or 3 or a couple fumbles from RG3? Absolutely. I have no faith in RG3. That is why I like the Bills. So remember, it's PPR. And last week I didn't have Bell enough lineups. Obviously, Bell was killing it for people, but grab a few of these guys and then get some studs in there. The last couple weeks I've been doing the Bell-David Johnson duo, which has been fantastic. It's just an absolute seller. Or the Johnson-Elliott, and then go with this, the tight end and Palmer and whatnot. But either way, sign up, get in. If you haven't done it, I absolutely recommend it because if you sign up now, play a little bit, then when it comes to playoff time, when you're not in your season-long leagues, that's the time that you're going to really love that you have DraftKings on your side. Good luck, everybody.